afternoon. They say that the Delta begins right here in the lobby of the Peabody Hotel in Memphis, Tennessee, and it ends on Catfish Row in Vicksburg, Mississippi. They also say that this hotel has 13 stories. That's not true. It has thousands of stories. Stories of visiting presidents from Harry S. Truman to George W. Bush, of diplomats and dignitaries and monarchs, of the big bands of the 30s and 40s broadcasting live from high atop the hotel in the Scalloway Ballroom, and of the king of rock and roll, but also stories of anniversaries celebrated and reunions visited, and through it all, the Peabody Ducks have marched from the rooftop down to the lobby and back, and in so doing, they've woven the fabric, which contains the names and the faces and the events that are the history of this hotel. It all started back in 1869 when Colonel Robert Brinkley realized his dream by opening a state-of-the-art hotel just 2 blocks from here at Monroe in Maine. And it was to set the tone for cuisine and luxury in the South, in the South. It was called the Brinkley House, but the Colonel's good friend and investor, Mr. George Peabody, passed away that same year over in Europe, and they changed the name of the hotel to the Peabody in his honor at that time. It went along there some 55 years at that location, and it hosted such luminaries as Robert E. Lee and President McKinley. And then in 1925, on September the 1st, the doors opened to this beautiful, expanded facility that we stand in today at the cost of some $5 million in a couple of years of construction. Well, that's not the whole history of this hotel, folks, not by a long shot. So if you get a chance, go up on the mezzanine level and check out our memorabilia. You want to push the red button and you'll hear a narrative of all the names and faces, objects, souvenirs of decades past here in the hotel. My favorite is a framed memo from managing partner Gary Bell to the food and beverage director who was trying to change the menu over at Chez Philippe. And he said, even though you have a French restaurant, there better not be any duck on any menu of the Peabody Hotel. Well, the tradition of ducks at the Peabody goes back a long way. Back in 1933, the general manager Frank Shutt and his buddy Chip went on a cold duck hunt into the backwaters of the Mississippi over in Arkansas. They knew it was going to be a cold day, so they took along another companion to serve them Jack Daniels. Well, it was going to be cold after all. They needed a little encouragement, but as the day wore on, apparently they became a little over-encouraged, and they began to feel it would be a really funny idea to bring the live duck decoys that were legal in those days and release them here in the fountain, and they did. And then they went to sleep it off. So the next morning, Mr. Shutt was a little concerned about the maiden that might be involved the night before due to his misdeed. So he rushed down to his room to the lobby and found 2 surprises. Number one, the ducks were still here. They hadn't flown off to see the sights of Memphis or Beale Street. Number two, a group of tourists and guests had gathered, and they were delighted with the frolicking ducks in the lobby of such a fine hotel. So, of course, they were given a couple of days reprieve. It turned into a 79-year tradition. Well, in 1940, Mr. Edward Kimbrough was hired to the hotel as a veteran, but he was a multi-talented guy. He's been an animal trainer, Green Brothers, Barker, David Churches in another life. And he told management upon his employment, if you'll let me, I'll take 5 North American mallard ducks instead of these 3 English call ducks you have here, 1 male and 4 females, and I'll train them to march from the rooftop palace across to the elevator, down to the lobby level, across the red carpet, and into the fountain every day at 11 o'clock. And then at 5 o'clock, I'll march them back and put them to bed. Management didn't know what to think about that. They looked at each other, and they rolled their eyes, and they said, well, all right, Edward, give that a shot, see what you can do. For 50 years, Mr. Kimbrough guided ducks from the rooftop down to the lobby and back. And in so doing, he became an ambassador of goodwill for the city of Memphis and the Peabody Hotel. He appeared in such venues as The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, the Sesame Street program, where he and his ducks helped to celebrate National Rubber Ducky Day. Well, they also did photo shoots in People and other magazines. And I would say that a person who's done his job so long and so well as Mr. Kimbrough, well, he's mastered what he's done, wouldn't you? The management of the hotel thought so, and so they bestowed upon Edward Kimbrough the title of Duck Master, the world's first duck master here at the Peabody Hotel. Well, he's no longer with us, folks, but Mr. Kimbrough's spirit still remains here in the lobby. If you'll check out the Southwest Museum today, you'll see a picture of his smiling face along with his beloved ducks looking down. Well, that wraps up my little story for today, but I have a distinct privilege at this time. From time to time, we've encountered someone who has such skills with people skills as well as skills with ducks. and such integrity that we have to give him an opportunity to come and help us lead our Dutch and help me with my duties today. And we have such a person right now. I want you to all meet and greet this Morgan Waddell. Come on up, please. Morgan is a fine young lady, and she's going to help me with the Dutch today. And we know that everything that's official has to have a proclamation. So here we go. Whereas the daily march of the world-famous Peabody Ducks is a time-honored tradition begun in 1933 and attended by countless visitors. And whereas the care and the protection of the Peabody Ducks must be attended to on a daily basis and can only fall to persons of high standards and great distinction. And whereas you are such a person, be it resolved that on October the 7th, 2012, Morgan Waddell has been chosen honorary duck master. In honor of this auspicious occasion, we have an honorary official Peabody rubber ducky for you. Would you like to leave that on the table? We'll get on with the rest of it. Now, we've talked about the tradition of the Ducks and the history of the hotel, and I'd like to introduce to you my fine honorary Dutch masters. All that remains is the fact that John Phillips Susan March and march these Ducks single file up the red carpet into that elevator up into their rooftop palace, please. When that door closes at 5 o'clock, you too will have been eyewitness to the world-famous march of the Peabody Ducks. Thank you, folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and your attention, please. Welcome to the historic Peabody Hotel. As the center of the grand lobby, the point where the Mississippi Delta has been said to begin, stands the classic Peabody fountain, carved from one piece of Italian travertine marble. Although famous in its own right, the fountain is better known the world over because of its residents. If I may direct your attention to the fountain now, you will witness a tradition begun in the 1930s at the South Grand Hotel. An experience uniquely yours as a guest of the Peabody. Preparing to return to their penthouse on Plantation Roof for the night. Ladies and gentlemen, the march of the world-famous Peabody Ducks.
Music.